Hello everybody, Articulation here, and welcome to my unboxing and review of the NECA 8-inch retro cloth Candyman. Now, before I get into this, I do really quickly want to apologize for this one being a little bit late. Basically, I rely heavily on NECA's Twitter to let me know when figures are released and available for purchase. But unfortunately, there was no talk on this one, so this one, I was late a couple days, so I apologize for that. But I'm absolutely stoked to get into this. This is one of the greatest horror films of the 90s. And this is such an awesome horror icon to finally get in figure form, although I do really wish we had gotten it in ultimate form, and it isn't out of the question that we won't get it in ultimate form in the future, but nevertheless, I don't want to waste any time with this. I'm so unbelievably stoked for this figure, so without further ado, let's get into the figure. Or the review, I mean. Alright, so on the packaging, we have Candyman Farewell to the Flesh, and a very amazing picture right there. And yes, it does say Farewell to the Flesh, which means this is based off of the second movie, I guess, which is, a less than stellar movie, but overall an absolutely awesome picture, and this was done by Devin Whitehead. As you can see here, we have Devin down here, which means yes, this was done by Devin Whitehead of Cavity Colors, which is absolutely awesome. He kills it every time. Warning, choking hazard. We have NECA, ages 17 and up. On this side, we have absolutely nothing. On the back of the box, we have Candyman Farewell to the Flesh. We do have a small little bio right there. The Candyman arrives in New Orleans and sets his sights on a young woman whose family was ruined by the immortal killer years before. And some pretty cool obligatory product shots right there. And yes, as I said at the bottom, the artwork was done by Devin Whitehead of Cavity Colors right there. So very awesome. But without further ado, let's get this guy opened up and do the review of the 8-inch retro cloth Candyman. Taking a look at this without the figure in the way, we have some pretty cool artwork down here. As you can see here, the severed hand with the mirror right there. I don't remember Farewell to the Flesh all that much. That's from the flashback scene. I know that because that's the only scene worth remembering in Farewell to the Flesh. I guess they couldn't get the license for the original masterpiece known as Candyman, but still pretty good, and he does have the same jacket from the first one, which I think is the biggest difference between the first one and the second one. He also, he doesn't have exactly the same hook. The hook is definitely different in Farewell to the Flesh. So, anyway, there is that awesome card. But yeah, this is pretty awesome artwork. And here we have the figure in the packaging, and we do have one twist eye right here. I'm really hoping this has that new body that the 8-inch retro cloth Russ Thorne had, so it'll have the ankle pivot, and my goodness, the likeness to Tony Todd on this figure. Oh my goodness. Literally looks like they got Tony Todd and shrunk him down to a little 8-inch retro cloth figure, man. It literally looks dead on like Tony Todd. But yeah, that's how you get it out. You do have the gel silica. As always, do not eat these. It is not for your consumption. It is to keep the fabric nice while it's in the packaging. Alright, so I have not looked yet if it's the new body with the ankle pivot. Here we go. I want you guys to see with me together. Oh... No, it is. Okay, so this one has that kind of hinge look to it, but it does have the ankle pivot. Yes, thank God, my heart almost shattered in two. Anyway, let's get into the review on this guy. Alright, Dr. Decker, I hope you enjoyed your time as my favorite retro cloth NECA figure, because you have been dethroned. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8-inch retro cloth Candyman figure is an absolute fucking masterpiece of a figure. I love this figure. Let's not waste any time. Let's get in on this and take a look at that absolutely amazing likeness to Tony Todd. Literally, I cannot believe how good this likeness is. I do have looks like a little paint scuff on the nose, which is kind of obnoxious. Unless it's supposed to be there, because it looks like there's something over here as well, but whatever. It's not a huge deal. I can barely even see it, even if it is actually a paint blemish. If I could get some focus here. Come on. Alright, after 4 years, got it to focus, but yes, as you can see there, the likeness to Tony Todd is just brilliant. NECA could take this exact same head sculpt and make an 8-inch retro cloth Reverend Zombie from Hatchet, or his character from Final Destination. Man, this is just an absolutely brilliant likeness to Tony Todd. And then moving down to the outfit, man, they killed it with the outfit on this figure. I absolutely love the jacket. It is beautifully done. And one of the biggest issues with the 8-inch retro cloth line for a lot of people, myself included, is how baggy and overly loose the clothes are to the figure. But this one, it actually works because he actually has the same look in the movie. The coat is very, very, it's very loose on him. It's a very big, gigantic coat, and it definitely doesn't fit him perfectly. So it actually creates almost a dead-on likeness to the character from the movie, which I think is just absolutely awesome. Now, I do actually kind of wish that they maybe included some kind of magnet or a little button or something that you could actually clip this together, because that's how he is in the movie. He has it together like this until the very end of the movie when he splays it open and his chest has the bees and his rib cage exposed. But still, I seriously cannot praise the outfit of the jacket enough. I think they just absolutely killed it. This does stick up a little bit too far, but that's an easy fix. Just take some super glue and probably just put a little strip of super glue right there, and that should keep that down like that, because that is how he is in the movie. He has it down like that against his shoulders, just like that. I will definitely be doing that to mine, because I definitely do want it to be more accurate to the movie. But moving into the actual clothes himself, he has his white shirt here with this cool little scarf right here, which is pretty awesome. Oh, one thing I almost forgot to mention, which shame on me, there's a bendy wire in the bottom of the cape here, so you actually can get some posability there, which we will definitely take a look at a little bit more in a bit. But we do also have the belt right there with the metal metal buckle, I guess, metal buckle, even though it's not really a buckle, but whatever. The belt looks very, very nice overall. And then his pants, he's got some goofy you've got some goofy pants there, Candyman, but man, he rocks them. He fucking rocks them. If anybody can pull off this look, it's Tony Todd. That's for goddamn sure. And then, of course, the most iconic part of Candyman. Honestly, I kind of consider the jacket to be the most iconic part, but for most people, the most iconic part is the hook, and it is absolutely phenomenally done. Now, once again, it's not the same hook from the first one, although it actually does look quite similar, but in the first one, I haven't watched the Candyman movies in a little bit. I actually should have probably rewatched the first one at least before doing this, but I think in the first one, his hook is a lot more of a traditional hook. This is a bit more of a, this one is a bit more vertical. I believe in the first one, the hook is actually a bit more traditional, where it goes up and then it kind of curves around in like an O shape. This one just kind of looks like a candy cane or something. And then in the third movie, it looks even more like skinny and weird. I don't know, the third movie is just a mess, but still, it's overall a very nicely done piece overall, and I definitely think this will pass as your fucking as your Candyman figure, because like I've already said, this figure is absolutely awesome. But yeah, the hook is really well done. Getting in here close on the stump, you can see the detail work is absolutely beautiful, as you can see there. If my fucking camera would focus, there you go. So yeah, you get some really awesome detail on the stump there, which is just awesome. I love it. And the bolt sticking out there. So cool. And then on the other side, he does have his gloved hand right there. Very, very cool. Very well done. And then the shoes, these are just kind of standard shoes. But yeah, that is the figure itself. I think NECA absolutely knocked it out of the park. I think this figure looks brilliant. I think it looks just like the character. I think the outfit they've used is absolutely amazing, and it fits the character and makes it look so good. It's just, I don't have any negatives with the figure itself. It's so nice looking, just beautifully done. Now for the accessories, first up you do get the alternate head with the bees, not the bees, but here is the alternate head with the bees coming out of the mouth, which is absolutely terrifyingly amazing. I love the way this turned out right there. Props to you, Tony Todd, because of course, as you guys all know, in this original movie, these were actually real bees, and Tony Todd he had to have bees in his mouth, and I believe he got like 40-something stings or something. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it was around 40 stings in his mouth. Yeah, props to you, Tony Todd. You're the man. But yeah, really beautifully done here. Love the way this looks, the bee on the side there. Just absolutely awesome. And he kind of has it like this, so we'll actually pop this off real quick. All right, how easy is this gonna be? Ooh, it's tough, man. Oh my goodness, this one's hard. All right, finally got it. Jesus Christ, that was a tough one. All right, and then we can just pop this on. There we go. That one went on really easily though, so that's nice. But yeah, there he is, and he kind of has it like this, and he has Helen's head in his hand, or is it with this side? And he has his hand over her head, and he just kind of blah, and then he kisses her, and the bees go into her mouth. So really, really cool there. But we're gonna open the jacket up for this next part, which you can use the bendy wire to actually keep it open, which is awesome. You could also, of course, kind of tuck it into his hook here. And actually get more of like he's exposing his stomach. Same with this side, just like that. Obviously, well, I'll do a little bit. I'll get a better pose when I do the showcase. But there he is with that exposed, and then we can bring in the other accessory, which is the rib cage full of bees. And just look at that. That is just amazing looking right there. Absolutely love the way that looks, and we can just fit this over the figure. I've actually never seen anything like this. This is a very strange, bizarre accessory, but it should just go over the shoulders, right? And then these pieces should hook into the waist, and yeah, there you go. It actually goes on really easily. So there you have it, and you can totally just kind of close the jacket and just have him display and just have him with that all the time. And then when you want to, just blah. Oh my god, that's so awesome. I'm gonna be honest though. It honestly kind of looks like he's wearing like it honestly kind of looks like with these straps here. It kind of just looks like he's wearing this. It's pretty obvious, but I mean it's still really really cool. I mean what you could actually do is you could probably go in here and remove the shirt and then put this on, which might be a little bit better. But I don't want to do that, so I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, really awesome display idea right here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna display him with it on or not. I'm probably going to display him with him in the default way, but still a really cool thing. And like I already said, you can totally just put this on him and then keep it on forever, and just have the jacket cover it up, and then just like flash motion reveal it just like that, which would be really awesome. But those are the only two accessories you get right there. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the accessories, but yeah, now for articulation. Alright, so for articulation, as you saw earlier, we do have a dumbbell joint, which you can actually get a lot of movement with, which is really awesome, because in a lot of older retro cloth figures, you couldn't get that much movement, but this one actually has so much movement. You get up, you get down, you get tilt, full 360, just all kinds of movement. Really good. Arms, of course, can do a full 360, but the jacket is going to obstruct it, so if you want to get that full 360, you're just going to have to be careful with it and be slow with it, because you don't want to rip the jacket at all. That would just, oh man, that would suck so bad. The arms can hinge right here, and you do actually have about 90 degrees, which is pretty awesome. Hands, it can bend in and can bend in and can bend out just like that, and can swivel right there, which is very nice. Arms, legs can go forward that far, back that far. My goodness, this new articulation scheme they've got going on with the retro cloth figures now is just amazing. NECA, keep it up. The legs can bend, the knees can bend about that much, a little bit less than 90 degrees. The feet can go up that far, down that far, once again up that far. I'm sorry if you couldn't see that. Down that far, and beautiful 8-inch retro cloth ankle pivot. Yes! Oh, I love it. Good job, NECA. You guys made a huge improvement on the retro cloth line by adding in that extra articulation in the head and the torso as well. I almost forgot to mention, they did also add an ab crunch in the torso as well, which is just amazing. NECA, you just absolutely knocked it out of the park with this figure. Before we get into comparisons, I am going to go ahead and super glue the collar, the back part of the jacket here down, because I definitely do want it to be sitting down like it is in the movie. Just going to put some super glue there, bring this down, take a look at it from the front to make sure I get it right. And yeah, that's about good right there. And just press that into place, and then just let that dry. Alright, I do stand by my point that I wish there was like a button or a magnet or something that could hold the jacket together like this kind of, but bring it a little bit in like that. There we go. That's kind of perfect right there. That's about exactly how it looks in the movie, but unfortunately you don't get that, but I might actually put like a safety pin or something in the middle here. I don't want it to be visible at all, but I do want the jacket to be closed like this, because that's how I'm going to display the figure right there. But overall, really nice, and definitely super good. And super gluing that down was definitely the right call Very, very easy to do as well. Just kind of put a couple strips down there and then just, you know, press it down and yeah, you're pretty much good to go there. So there you have that. Now for comparison. God, he just looks so fucking awesome. This figure is so awesome. Alright, let's begin with the 8-inch retro cloth comparisons. So here he is with the 8-inch retro cloth Dr. Decker Nightbreed, which was my former favorite 8-inch retro cloth figure, but still really love this figure. But my goodness, I mean, just look at this figure, man. He is so phenomenal. I guarantee this Candyman figure is gonna be that retro cloth figure that gets all the people who are against the retro cloth figures into the retro cloth line, because holy shit, man, this figure is just absolutely immaculate. But yeah, there he is with the Nightbreed Dr. Decker figure. Here he is with the 8-inch retro cloth Russ Thorn from the Slumber Party Massacre. God, I love retro cloth figures, man. I swear, man, if you guys out there right now are saying to yourself, man, this figure looks so awesome, but I don't want to get into the retro cloth line, just get into it, man. The retro cloth figures are badass. They might look like they might look a bit unappealing in like reviews and stuff, but when you get them in hand, they are absolutely badass, man. I highly recommend you get into the retro cloth figures line if you have not already. Here he is with the They Live Alien. Here he is with Valak the Nun. They actually look really cool together. Here he is with Ghostface. Here he is with Linnea Quigley. Stand up, girl. There we go. Here he is with Stooge. Here he is with another one of my favorite retro cloth figures, Dr. Herbert West. And lastly, for the 8-inch retro cloth figures, here he is with Captain Blake. Now for ultimate comparisons. Here he is with the Freddy vs. Jason Ultimate Jason Voorhees. Here he is with the Ultimate Part 3 Freddy Krueger. And while you're looking at this, do keep in mind that Candyman is quite a big horror icon, so you could easily fudge him in with your ultimates. Not that I have a problem with mixing the two lines together, but I know that this is not particularly in scale because, of course, 8-inch retro cloth. But honestly, Candyman's a bigger dude, so he could probably actually fit in with your ultimate figures a lot better than most other retro cloth figures can. Here he is with the Ultimate Halloween 2 Michael Myers, which I have customized into the 1978 version. Here he is with the Ultimate Pinhead, which of course is bring these two in here a little bit and bring Dr. Decker back in here real fast so we can take a look at our current Clive Barker collection we've got going on here. Definitely looking forward to expanding this in the future. Hopefully when NECA will give us some more Cenobites from Hellraiser and maybe some other characters from some other Clive Barker stories and films. So overall, definitely starting to look like a pretty awesome collection. All three of these figures are definite recommendations for me. I love every single one of them. If I were to actually rank these, my favorite to my least favorite, my favorite is the Candyman, 100%, then the Pinhead, then the Clive Barker, Dr. Decker, which I don't mean to rip on this figure. I love this figure. I mean, you can go back and watch my review of this figure. I supported the hell out of this figure. I love this figure. So this is overall just an absolutely awesome collection at the moment, and hopefully they kill it in the future too. So yeah, there he is with them. Here he is with the Ultimate Leatherface. Here he is with the Ultimate Ash. Here he is with the Ultimate Sam. Here he is with the Ultimate Crooked Man. Here he is with the Ultimate Chucky. And lastly, here he is with the 1990 Tim Curry Pennywise and the 2017 Bill Skarsgård Pennywise. Now for our showcase. All right, everybody. So, final verdict on the 8-inch retro cloth Candyman. This is figure of the year for me. Obviously, it's only January, but this figure is gonna be hard to beat, man. NECA is just not wasting any time this year. They are getting right into it. The Ultimate Pinhead was an absolutely awesome figure, and this is once again. This is an absolutely amazing figure. I love this so much. This is easily my favorite retro cloth figure of all time at the moment. And I really like the retro cloth line. I'm a huge fan of this line, and I wasn't originally. I was just like a lot of you out there, just like I just didn't care for the line. I didn't think the figures looked good. I didn't like the outfits, but good Lord, if you do think that, good Lord, give this line a try, because I guarantee you, you will change your mind. This is such a great figure. These are such great figures in general, the retro cloth line as a whole, and this is definitely the king of the line at the moment. I honestly don't really have any complaints with the figure. I do wish that there was a magnet or something in the jacket, or like a button or something, or just something that could help you hold the jacket together. There's a little sparkle on his jacket there, get that off. Yeah, no, I do wish there was a way to keep the jacket together a little bit easier, because I definitely do not want to super glue the jacket closed, but I do want to display him with the jacket closed, but I'm not going to super glue the jacket closed, because it's such a huge part of the character is the fact that underneath his jacket, he does have the rib cage full of bees, but, yeah, overall, that's pretty much my only negative with the figure, and it's barely a negative. I honestly don't even really want to go too hard with that negative. I do think this is an absolutely amazing figure, and I do think it's an absolute must-have if you're a NECA collector, a horror collector, if you are at all a fan of horror movies or Candyman as a whole. You gotta get this figure. He is just fantastic. Let's give NECA a hand for this one, because they just knocked it out of the park with this figure. Yeah, I think I've said just about everything I need to say. This figure's a 10 out of 10 from me. 10 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more NECA and horror content. And this is DK Guillotine, signing out. Be my victim.